Bethesda joins Activision and pulls its game from Nvidia GeForce Now streaming service. So, for those of you that are not aware, GeForce Streaming Now is basically another one of those cloud services. And as you guys know, I'm not big into the cloud. No, I'm not going to judge people if they like to stream their video games or whatever, and I'm not going to tell you that what you should or should not do. I can tell you that personally it's not really my thing, because throughout all of my life I've always had piss poor internet connections until I was an adult. And even then, still, I don't trust ISPs at all to maintain their service quality. I mean, just look at what happens whenever Dark Hero joins us in our Monster Hunter sessions, and everything just like explodes. So the more things are under my control, the better, which is why I've never been a big proponent of cloud gaming. Like, if there's one example where I would actually be kind of cool with cloud gaming, it would be probably MMOs on the Switch. I think MMOs on the Switch could potentially be an interesting case for cloud gaming, because you need a connection anyway, right? If you need a connection anyway, you could be streaming the game anyway. I would still prefer if it was like normal, but you know, on that situation, I could be like, whatever. But for most other things, I am not into the whole cloud thing, and a big deal, cause for that is specifically what is happening right now. Even with digital video games, we have seen several examples throughout the years where publishers, like, some kind of licensing deal falls through, and suddenly, well, this game can't exist anymore, like the Scott Pilgrim game, whatever. You can't buy that anymore. There was something at one point about Skullgirls on Xbox 360 or whatever. There was also some kind of problem with that. And I've seen a couple of stories here and there, more, lower tiers of games. Like, I think one recent example was, what was the name of that game? Battleborn. They just shut down that game after, like, I don't know, 2 years of existence or whatever. You know, because, hey, this thing ain't making no profit. Boom, we're shutting it down. I actually liked that game. I actually liked playing that game every now and then, interestingly enough. I did play it. And at one point in time, I even considered buying it for a couple of friends of mine to play it with them. It's just one of those situations where, you know, the game's shut down. And this whole thing is all about licensing deals between all of these big publishers, and it seems that at any point some can get pulled out. And interestingly enough, that's what happened here. So Activision pulled out all of its games when Nvidia GeForce, I think it was a week after they took their service live and people were actually starting to pay to access the server. Activision took out all of their games, despite the fact that those games were all available during the trial period of GeForce Now. Essentially, you know, it was one of those things where, hey, we had all these games available, and suddenly you don't. They're gone. And now Bethesda does the same thing. So let's take a look at this article. Nvidia GeForce Now only exited beta from form a couple of weeks ago, but only as it had to, not only as it had to pull Activision Blizzard games following a misunderstanding with the developer publisher, it's also now been asked to remove almost all Bethesda games too, with the exception of Wolfenstein Youngblood, which nobody really wants to play anyways. It's like, I think they might have just forgot that game exists. Bethesda's like, hey man, what's the name of that game, man, that we have with dude's daughters? What's his name? BJ Blazkowicz's daughter? Yeah, the Youngblood. You guys know where the code for that game is? Ah, man, we forgot. Whatever. Screw that game. We don't care. But anyways, yeah. As part of a Gamma Sutra, Nvidia made the announcement on its forums, but did not explain all the reasons why all Bethesda games, save for Wolfenstein Youngblood, remained on the service, which remains on the service, had to be pulled. Please be advised, most Bethesda software titles will be removed from the GeForce Now service today. Nvidia representative wrote on the official forums overnight. Wolfenstein Youngblood will remember for all members. Founders members can continue to experience the game with RTX on. I love that in the middle of all this, the thing that they're concerned the most is explaining, listen, if you play on our cloud service, you can experience this game with RTX on. Man, I've always wanted to play World of Warcraft with RTX on. I'm so sad. As Connor explained earlier this week, GeForce Now is a game streaming service along the same basic lines as Google Stadia. You don't purchase games specifically for GeForce Now, but instead the service links in with existing PC gaming platforms such as Steam and the Epic Games Store that allows you to stream games you own there onto any PC. Now, I make one thing clear. I'm, like I said at the start of this, I am very much not biased towards cloud gaming. I'm biased in the exact opposite direction. But at the same time, if you think about it from a consumer perspective, I have to say, like, this is a disservice that publishers are doing to me. Because, I mean, essentially, cloud gaming is kind of like you're just on a virtual PC somewhere, is running a video game for me. A video game that I've already paid for, because you have to have bought the games from Blizzard or from Bethesda or from whoever the hell, right? You had to have bought the games previously. But what's happening is that the publishers are looking at this and they're like, oh man, we're not going to make any money off of this? Wait, what? It's almost like these publishers want the same thing that Microsoft has been doing with its operating system, which is like, for every PC that you use our operating system on, you got to have a license. They want to do the same thing for video games. They want to like actually license. I mean, they're already licensing video games, but now they want to license video games on a per machine basis. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's the big deal? Like I said, this is just like running your game on a fucking remote computer somewhere, and now your game runs on your phone. Or you're gonna try to do the same thing where all of those companies that have their launchers, they're gonna have just like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna have our own streaming service, and we're gonna charge everybody like a premium to get access to our specific streaming service. So you're gonna have like the BattleNet streaming service and the Bethesda streaming service. Good luck selling that. Good luck selling that, son. Good fucking luck. Following many queries and complaints from fans curious about while games were being pulled after the service came out of private beta, the company prepared a Q&A, kicking off by addressing why games are being pulled post-launch. Games on GeForce Now can come down temporarily while we perform maintenance or indefinitely at a partner's request. The company explained, some publishers may choose to remove games before the founder's trial period ends. Ultimately, they maintain control over their content and decide whether the game you purchase includes the ability to stream it on GeForce Now. Countless developers and publishers are running with the opportunity to expand the number of gamers who can play their games by using GeForce Now. We have hundreds of thousands of members playing their favorite games on GeForce Now. Can we say GeForce Now one more time, please? Nvidia added, we support the top free-to-play games like Fortnite, League of Legends, Warframe, and more. We just announced Cyberpunk 2077 will be available on GeForce Now the day it's released. Guess why? Because CD Projekt Red doesn't give a damn about no friggin' DRM, and they're like, yeah, man, just put it wherever the hell you want. You want to play this on your refrigerator, dude? Friggin' go for it. If you can get a refrigerator with a GPU powerful enough to run it, boom, go right ahead, dude. You want to put it on a streaming service? Boom, do it. You want to stream it from your console? Do it, because they're anti-DRM, so it wouldn't make sense for them to deny this, so whatever. With ray tracing enabled, and there are plenty more that are working to onboard as quickly as possible, including new additions next week. We recently learned that Cyberpunk 2077 will also be playable via GeForce Now the moment it comes out on Steam, and that, wait, the moment it comes out on Steam? Why wouldn't it be playable on GeForce Now when it comes out on GOG? You trying to tell me that GeForce Now does not support GOG? Why are you guys intentionally not mentioning GOG? Come on, GOG is a cool, is one of the few launchers that I actually give a damn about. And that will include ray tracing support for subscribers. Nvidia confirmed the news in the official forums following a few days after the debut of that gorgeous graphics card you can only win in a contest. So, yeah, essentially, cloud gaming is shooting itself in the foot, and in a lot of ways, I'm like, keep doing that. Shoot yourselves in the foot. I don't think the future is in the cloud. Everybody's like, the future's in the cloud. We're all going to be streaming games onto our cell phones. Right before the ISPs start friggin' charging people on a per packet basis, like friggin', not per packet, it's not what I meant, per package. As in like a package of websites, you know, kind of like cable television did back in the day. So wait until the ISPs start doing that, just like completely destroying net neutrality, and you're gonna have to get like the special $150 a month to use your friggin' live streaming service of choice. And it's gonna depend too, because it's gonna be like it's $150 for GeForce Now, but it'll be like $200 if you want to get access to the Google Stadia package. Just you friggin' wait. Like, per packet seems possible. Yeah, exactly, God Emperor. Imagine them charging you per packet. That's actually what they would like. They'd be like, hells yeah, dude, per packet. Keep downloading. Hell, they would even increase your speeds. That would be the one situation where ISPs would actually be incentivized to increase your speeds so they could charge you more. They'd be like, oh, dude, hey, man, you want to have gigabyte all up in this piece? We'll get you some gigabyte all up in here, man. Whether it rains, snows, sleets, or hails, doesn't matter. We will get you your one gigabyte connection. Hell, we'll get you 10 gigabyte connections right up in here so that you can download at whatever speed you want. And they're going to pay us on a per packet basis, baby. This whole situation is very interesting, just watching cloud gaming fumble like it is, because essentially what they're doing with this is they are sowing distrust among their own customers, the potential early adopters of cloud technology. They're the ones taking the shaft on this, and the more you shaft them on it, the less receptive they're going to be about it in the future. Like, Google Stadia launched, it flopped. GeForce Now launched, it was looking pretty good. Then Activision pulls their games, and then Bethesda pulls their games. And it's like, who's going to be next to pull their games off of GeForce, just like continuously shooting cloud services in the foot? By the way, Bethesda, if you're planning on launching your own live streaming service, good fucking luck, baby. Oh man, that would be freaking hilarious. Imagine just like having Todd Howard promote the Bethesda cloud and saying the words, "It just works." 16 times the detail. Our cloud has 16 times the detail, and it just works.